Hello, my friends. Hey, this is Kylan Hunt with Kylan Hunt and Company, and I just want to thank you all for being here, my friends. And this session is on sales basics, and that's what we're going to really be talking about. And all of these lessons are the basics of selling. Now, if you look at the basics of selling, we want to remember that it's all about people. It's all about other people. That's what it's all about. It's not about your product as much as you would like to think it's about your product. It is about the people. We are in the people business. I don't care if you're selling a service, if you're selling a physical product, if you're selling a mental product. It doesn't matter what it is you're selling. Even if you're just selling an idea or if you're selling a concept for an investment, everything that you do is about other people, and it's your ability to influence other people. So that's why we're talking about sales basics. As this one quote by John Wooden says, champions are brilliant at the basics, and we want to remember that. So we're still at the core basics here, and what we're going to focus on this week is what you focus on grows. Now remember, go back to these other sessions. Nothing will work unless you do. Selling is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So what I'm going to share with you on what to focus on, don't overcomplicate this. Don't make this harder than it needs to be, okay? Because what you focus on, my friends, will grow. So we're going to look at the fundamentals of focus. What are the values of you and your company? See, this is where I see a lot of organizations that make a huge mistake. They don't have their values defined. So it's really hard to focus on a set of values when you don't have them clearly defined. So you want to be able to know and be able to quote and say specifically what are our values. And then you can focus on finding people who align with those values. You can focus on a lot of the core aspects of the deliverables that you want in your company. But if you don't know your values, you're going to have a really hard time focusing on and finding the people that align with those values. Now we also want to think about, do you know your purpose statement? Why you are. A purpose statement simply defines this is why we exist. Okay? A mission statement defines what you do. And that's really all it is. This is why we do what we do. This is why we are. This is what we do. And then a vision statement defines where are you going. It's where you going. And those are things that you need to know so that you can focus in your sales space. You need to know these things so you can focus. Think about it. If you don't know your values, it's going to be really hard to stand up for something. If you don't know your purpose statement, why you exist as a company, and everybody else in your company, if they can't define why you exist, they're not going to be able to sell that purpose. What about the mission statement? What do we actually do? What do we do that brings people value? What do we do that achieves a specific goal? What about the vision? Where are we going? Because if you can't answer that, if you don't know where you're going in the world, if you don't know what the that big end destination is, then how do you know you're even going in the right direction? See, these are all things that you really want to think about when you're thinking about focus. Now, let's also think about our daily personal development focus. This is where you want to be investing in yourself. A daily development. I invest 1 hour each day improving one of the following processes. Think about this. You can't do all of them at once, but you choose one of the following processes: communication, leadership, management. Those three are extremely critical as it comes to dealing with other people, working with other people, including people on your team, including your daily processes. You want to be able to communicate very, very well. You want to be able to lead very clear. And you want to be able to manage the systems that you're working with clarity, especially if you're managing systems with other people. You're also going to want to focus on awareness. What is it that you are aware of? What is it that you're seeing in the industry? What is it that you're seeing within your team? Awareness is critical because as your awareness grows, your ability to adapt and adjust will grow. Okay, emotion control, that is huge. I've had so many requests to talk about emotion control. And these are things that, we don't want to let our emotions get out of control. We want to focus on controlling them and keeping them in check. And then accountable actions. These are things that hold each other accountable if we're on a sales team. What about ourselves accountable if we have a list of things that we need to accomplish? Those are things that we want to do to accomplish our accountable actions. Now, I will tell you this about accountable actions. Sometimes the things that you have on a to-do list are not the priorities in your life, and they should not be the things on a to-do list. Sometimes we need to have a do not do list, because on our do not do list, we're going to get rid of the distractions. We're not going to do certain things because it's preventing us from doing the right things. But even if you have a to-do list or a do not do list, you have to hold yourself accountable to it. And that's something that's just critical to your success in selling. Now, let's think about the daily activity. This is where a lot of people focus more time than they do on their personal development. Okay? This is new leads. I'm going to challenge you to focus every single day on finding new leads. You don't just go out and hope that new leads come your way. You want to make sure new leads come your way. So every day you focus on finding new leads, and then work the follow-up system every single day. Follow up with someone, sometime, somehow. Follow up with your leads. Follow up with your customers. Keep that customer relationship moving. Again, these are sales basics. The customer relationship or potential customer is critical. So keep those relationships moving forward through the process of follow-up. Okay? You also want to be thinking about contact referrals. If you have referrals, which you should have from everybody that you work the contact process of referrals. Make sure you've got a system in place that you can reach out and connect with people that have been referred to you. Also, you want to finalize on commitments. I'm not a big fan of closing business in today's world, because closing business, there's a psychological barrier there. You guys know that? So I want to get committed business. Committed business is like a long-term committed relationship where people are going to invest in each other to grow. And I'm going to finalize those commitments. I want people to come in and work with us for the long term, and they're going to grow. Even if they only buy from us one time because our product's only sellable one time, I want them to be so happy and so excited about that product that we have a commitment of nonstop referrals. And that's a space that I will work hard with every single customer that I have. Finalize those commitments. And then the last one here is expand the network. You are in a network of some kind. You may not like the network you're in. If you don't like the network, then get into a different one. But expand your network. Get into a network that you really, really enjoy and expand on it. Make that part of who you are. When that becomes part of your daily growth habits, you're reaching out to find somebody else in your network to connect with, guys, your reach just continues to grow. And that's what you want in sales. You want everybody to know you. You want to have everybody's attention out there. And if you're not reaching out to meet new people in your network, you're not getting the attention that you should. Okay? So think about that. You want to be making new leads every day. You want to follow up every day. You want customer relationships every day. You want to contact referrals every single day. You want to finalize on your commitments as much as possible every day, and then somehow expand your network every day. Now, for me, I have a different practice on that, and I will work through that with you more privately, one-on-one. Maybe we'll talk more about this as we continue through the basics, but these are the core of what you really